welcome to this edition of Township Talk. I'm your host, Chuck Curlin. Today we'll be discussing computers. Yes, joining me today will be the president and founder of Project 2000 Team Children. It's Robert Toporek. And Robert, welcome to the program. Very interesting because of donations, a big key in what you do, but there are so many facets of how you've gotten involved in this type of work, and it's rather remarkable.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. It was not my plan. I never planned. As a matter of fact, when computers first came out, I did everything I could to avoid them. And I remember doing mailing labels on little paper things, you know, and then having a machine where you run them off. And it was like computers came along. It seemed like it would be a lot simpler. So I got my first computer, and it cost me a lot of money to learn how to make labels. But one thing's led to another, and I'm very committed to making computers available to children at a very early age.
Well, we talk about Project 2000, and this is really what got the ball rolling. Tell the viewers at home exactly what got you involved and how computers made this such a big project for yourself.
Well, I'm basically a massage therapist. I'm not a computer person. And I've done a lot of work with babies and children. And I'm a really powerfully strong advocate for intervention in the beginning and education in the beginning. Like, there are so many things that parents can do with their babies and children that they don't know, and that I didn't know, and I learned. I've actually written a book called The New Book of Baby and Child Massage, which shares a lot of that with people. But my son was, the part of his education, one part of his education that I took on was math. And we were using flashcards. And by the time I was committed to having him count to 100 by the time he was 1. By the time he was 9, we're up to 50. And I looked at it and I figured it out mathematically that at the rate we're going, we weren't going to make it. I took a look at my son and I said, I think I'm going too slow for this kid. So I sped it up, and he kept up with me. By the time he was 1, he could count to 100. And he could read 1,000 words. By the time he was 2, he knew how to turn a computer on, use a mouse and a keyboard. He knew all the letters. And he could he could read the directions and teach himself anything he wanted, mathematically or language. Today at 14, he's in the Upper Marion school system. He's one of the top students. He's extraordinarily brilliant, and I'm very proud of him. And he's always inspired me to make a difference with other children. And I realized that there were a lot of other children that were less fortunate than he was. And I started in North Philadelphia to branch out to bring all this technology to the minority communities. And I started by doing massages on the sidewalk. And then I saw that the kids in that neighborhood were starving, not just for touch and contact, but for opportunities, any kind of opportunity, any kind of educational opportunity. We got book companies to donate books, and then I started telling people, I came up with this idea that I was going to single-handedly, with no money to my name, computerize all the kids in this neighborhood. And so I started sharing it with people. And one of my customers said, I've got some computers. He owned a company called West Company out in Phoenixville or someplace, or somewhere, and Westchester, I think. And he gave me 5 or 6 computers, and then somebody else gave me a couple, and I had one, and we started giving them to kids in that neighborhood. And they were tickled pink. And from there, the project grew, and I had some misfortune in my life. My ex-wife died of cancer. And during that period of time, I decided that my son and I needed a bigger problem than our own grief. And I came up with the idea to help 2,000 families get a computer. I had no idea how to do it. I had no funding, no warehouse, no volunteers, nothing. So that's, we've accomplished that task, and I'm really excited. We've actually gone way beyond that, and 4,000 families now have a computer.
Well, henceforth, that's where Project 2000 originally got its name, and it went far beyond that, and obviously you're even looking to even go to a much larger scale than where you're at just in this Upper Marion Township community.
That's right. We've helped a lot of families. You know, Upper Marion is a relatively wealthy area, but there are families, I'm one of them, that isn't the wealthiest. And although I've been able to afford computers, there are a lot of families that cannot afford computers, and either for illnesses or disability or one reason or another, they really couldn't afford to buy their children a computer. And we made them available at a very low cost. All the families had to do was to write us a letter explaining why they couldn't afford a new computer and how it would help their family or children. We charged them a nominal amount, we consider a nominal amount, and most other people would too. And for that, and then we require them to volunteer for 2 hours on the day they pick up their computer. And we've helped, a dozen families in King of Prussia get a computer. What's more important, there are a lot of people from King of Prussia who have donated their, a lot of people around here are upgrading their computers all the time. And when they find out about us, we're just right over in Norristown is our repair and distribution center. So they bring us their computers. And then we have a number of volunteers who have come from this area who come on a regular basis to help us volunteer. One of them is a senior citizen. He's, I don't know, maybe 70 years old now. He's been coming almost every Saturday for 4 years. And I can't tell you the amount of times I've called on him, John, can you do this? John, can you do that? And the guy has been, amazing.
So he's one of your original
He's one of the
founders.
original founding volunteers of the project, and without him, King of Prussia should be very proud of John Marisko, because without him we would not be doing what we're doing today.
Well, you talked about it being such a small scale here, and you'd like to branch out. What are some of the blueprints that you have, or is things just falling into place?
Well, things are never falling into place with a project like this. It always requires a tremendous amount of work and concentration and diligence and management. And we have virtually no funding. I mean, for one reason or another, most of the local groups that give money, they're not interested in ending the digital divide. It's just not high on this region's priority. Sooner or later, I'm hoping to make it a major priority for the region, that every family that doesn't own a computer, that needs one, can get one. And I think that we've actually, not just for the region, but for the state and the rest of the country, and I'm virtually certain now that we've created the model for making that happen, and that the resources for making that happen are so available, it's not even funny. Now, I'll give you a really exciting idea of one thing that's going to happen. We've given away 4,000 families by having volunteers, 2 or 3 of them on Mondays, 2 or 3 of them on Tuesdays for 3 or 4 hours, and then anywhere from 2 or 3 to 10 or 15 volunteers on Saturday. That's it. And those volunteers, that small group of volunteers, some of them when they started, didn't even know how to plug in a computer, but now know how to add RAM, change hard drives, add a modem, do all that stuff. And they have been coming to help us.
Well, what we'll do is hold that thought, because we still have plenty more to come right here on Township Talk. Our guest is Robert Toporek, the president and founder of Team Children. We'll be back with our second segment right after these messages.
I wasn't going to school because I was hanging with the wrong crowd. And one day I was put into juvie for 2 stolen cars, robbery of a house, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And I was locked up. That's when I really realized that, it wasn't for me. Like, I was only in there 2 months, but to me that was enough. It'd be better for me to stay in school, just get my education. I think I'm happier now. I know I'm happier now.
Honey, would you get me some ice cream?
Ice cream.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some things you just can't do without. It happens every night, all across America.
you mentor a child, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be yourself, which, by the way, is pretty good. Do good. Mentor a child. Call 1-877-BE-A-MENTOR.
What is a hero? Are heroes born, or are they made? In after-school programs, your kids will uncover hidden strengths, discover they have the power to change their future, and find the hero inside themselves. Let us know you on after-school programs in your area. Call 1-800-USA-LEARN. After-school programs, helping kids find the hero within.
Welcome back to Township Talk. Hello again, I'm your host, Chuck Curlin. We've been discussing computers with Team 2000, project leader, and president and founder of Team Children. It's Robert Toporek. And Robert, we were talking a little bit about how this, I guess, snowballed from just 2,000 to 3,000 to 4,000 families getting involved and needing computers. But one thing, I guess, is a main ingredient when you're tackling such a big project is volunteers. And let's discuss a little bit about how the volunteers got involved in Project 2000.
How did those volunteers? That's a good question. I prayed a lot. God must be on my side, because I don't know where they come from, but I have a theory that says positions attract circumstances, and I believe that this is one of the best opportunities anybody can have to contribute and make a difference if you're interested in technology and children. And there's so many people who have come and helped us, from a couple kids in Norristown. One's, I think he started when he was 10. He's like 12 or 13 now, and he can fix almost anything. And he can fix more things than I can guarantee you that. And his two brothers, and we have senior citizens there. I mean, there's people there right now working on computers. We have women who have been coming in to have been taking computer classes and want to learn more about hardware. They come in, and some of the senior people who know what they're doing are able to help them. One of the real exciting things that I'm just tickled to death about, also scared, is starting May 13th, we're going to have between 15 and 20 high school students from various high schools around the area coming to spend a month doing community service and their senior internship, helping us repair computers. Now, we've never been open all day long, 5 days a week, ever. and we've never had that many people working on a regular basis, and it's never happened for a month. So I'm like scratching myself, and I'm saying, oh my God, how are we going to do this? But you'd have to see the place. We have literally hundreds and hundreds of computers all over the place. Most of them are perfectly good computers. They need to have CD-ROMs and modems added. We have to wipe off the hard drives. Some of them need RAM. Some of them you have to change the fan or change the motherboard. And those are things that I just cannot do. I mean, I can turn them on, I can load programs, but there's a lot of technical things I can't do. So we're really excited about these high school students coming. We just found out that Chili's is going to donate food. We're pretty sure that Hooters is going to donate food. We're hoping Michael's Delicatessen will donate food. Burger King is donating food. We think that Wendy's is going to donate food. We're working on a number of other companies to donate soft drinks and feed. I mean, how do you feed 20 kids every day for a month? I've never had that problem, so it's really exciting. And then we're working to get companies all throughout the area to donate an executive who really knows how, a technology executive, to come and help us repair the computers and supervise these kids. Because I'm going to be useless. We have about 150 laptop computers that we want to make available to kids going to college. And some of them need things drivers downloaded, and they're just technical things I don't know anything about. So we think with the Eastern Technology Council, we're hoping is going to help us find CIOs. There's a big conference here in King of Prussia. I mean, King of Prussia is like really crucial to this whole thing happening. And there's this big conference happening at the Radisson May 15th with CIOs. And we're going to camp out in the parking lot, pass out donuts, do whatever we can to convince these people to come visit our project and to send somebody there to help us repair these computers. And I'm hoping that we, generate enough high school students to work there during the summer and keep the place humming all summer long and into the fall. And who knows how many families we could help. And we're pretty certain that you could, it costs a lot to get it started, but once it gets going, this project can be duplicated and put anywhere. Chester, Media, Bucks County, there's not a project like that in any of those places.
Yeah, the one thing that interests me is the fact that how much time, or what is the average time to refurbish a computer? Is there, do they say, all right, we're only going to allocate 50 minutes on this, or a half hour, or whatever it takes, it takes?
Well, we have a thing called supply and demand.
Okay.
And a lot of people now want and need computers for older children. They need computers with CD-ROMs, Windows 95, some Office products, and a modem. And a computer like that can take about an hour. When we only loaded Windows 3.1 and children's learning programs, which are perfectly great computers, they're the same kind of computer we put the CD-ROMs in. They're all Pentiums. They all have 1 gig hard drives or better. We can do 7 of those every 15 minutes. So if you figure out, we could get like, I don't know, 30 computers done in the amount of time that it takes to get one computer with a CD-ROM and a modem. That's why it's so exciting to have all these high school students there, because we'll be able to put CD-ROMs and modems in more computers than we could ever imagine doing the way we're doing it.
Yeah, is there like a target age that you're looking for in terms of distributing the computers? Is it for 4 to 6 year old?
No, we've gone. Our primary interest is in children, and we've also helped a lot of senior citizens. So senior citizens like to go on the internet and be able to communicate with their children and their grandchildren through email. It's really a hoot, and it's great that they are interested in being involved in the technology. It shows that it kind of inspires their children and grandchildren to realize that you're never too old to learn.
Well, here's a very interesting point. A family that's looking for a computer for a child, obviously you'll have computers coming from all different facets, from corporate to educational levels. Obviously, some computers are better than others. How do you allocate which family would get what computer? Who would get a laptop or who would get a PC?
Well, who gets a laptop are primarily children going to college, or children with severe disabilities that need a laptop for the convenience of being able to move it around and do stuff like that. In terms of, we try and give everybody these days a Pentium computer. We, but everybody doesn't need a Pentium. I mean, a 486 for a 4-year-old is perfectly fine. And there are enough learning programs. If those 4-year-olds mastered those programs, the school systems would have to change. So we're out to force the school systems to catch up to the children, not have the children catch up to the school system.
Well, we're discussing computers with Robert Toporek. He is the president and founder of Team Children. You can also visit that on the web as well, teamchildren.com. But we still have more coming your way right here on Township Talk. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's springtime in the forest of the black-tailed deer. The young male is feeling playful. It's time for tag. The female flicks her ears. Her way of saying, "Catch me if you can."
One day these rats were playing in the woods.
Well, it's some matches and that's no good.
Listen to smoke before you give it a try.
Only you.
Don't play with matches. Don't play with fire. Cause there's nothing very funny about breakdown fight. Nothing very nice on a homeless mind. So if a gorgeous force is what you desire, don't play with matches. Don't play with fire.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Fire.
Come on, David. Come on, David. Let's go, David. Come on.
Come on, David, you got the love.
Get as involved in your kids' education as in everything they do, and imagine the success they might find. Stay in touch with the teacher. Visit the school. For more tips, call 1-800-281-1313.
Good, David. Good, David.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me $11. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Welcome back to Township Talk as we get set for our final segment with Robert Toporek. He is the president and founder of Project 2000 Team Children. As we discussed, teamchildren.com. It's something that you can check out on the World Wide Web. And if I was able to get on the web, Robert, what would I find at that website?
Well, you would find our three major initiatives are my book on baby massage. So if people are interested in baby massage, they can find out some things like that. And it's more than baby massage, more than just the technical aspects of baby massage. It's all about the social and educational benefits of baby massage. And then they'll find out about my project in North Philadelphia, which continues. And, you know, it's interesting. Who is it? Doc Mastrocola down there in Bridgeport, or, you know, right here in King of Prussia. Yeah. I was building this playground, and I needed some topsoil. And I'm like stopping every dump truck I see on the road asking for topsoil. And I'm calling, it's like, nobody, what are you, crazy? I'm not taking my truck down to North Philadelphia. So I stopped over one day to see Doc and introduced himself, and he says, I'm not doing nothing, I'm not giving you nothing. And after he calmed down, I said, now can I talk to you? And he talked to me, and he actually brought 4 or 5 truckloads of dirt where they build that Commerce Bank. Yes. Well, a lot of the dirt that they had to get rid of, they donated to us. He picked it up in his truck and took it down to North Philadelphia. So we're always looking for more people that want to go to North Philadelphia and make a difference. We live out here where we act as though that's not our problem, but when our kids start taking drugs that they bought at 9th and Indiana, and a lot of kids have done that all around this region, then it becomes our problem. So we want to continue building our playground, continue enhancing the neighborhood, continuing finding mentors to go down there and work with the children. And then they're going to find out about Project 2000 and all the wonderful opportunities that we have. And if they want to help us design or build or change the website, we're always open to people's comments and contributions.
Well, we talk about donations and contributions, and we're dealing a lot with computers and volunteers. What are needed more now, computers or volunteers?
We need more volunteers. We have a lot of computers. We need a lot of volunteers. I would love to see a lot more of the people in King of Prussia getting involved in this project. And we don't need just technical people. There's a lot of administrative things that aren't getting done. There's a massive amount of work that one has to do to keep this project going and keep it present and keep it in the public. And I have 1 full-time staff person, 1 part-time staff person, 1 part-time graphics person, and that's it. And me, trying to do the rest, and I'm also a single father trying to raise my kid. So there's not a lot left over, and we have lots of room for other people to contribute and make a difference.
Well, viewers, if they're watching this program today, how would you guide them in becoming a volunteer with your program?
Well, they can call us at 610-539-8480, or they can email me at teamchildren@aol.com, or they can just go to the website at teamchildren.com, and they can email us through that. It's really easy. We make it, we want people to contribute whatever they have to contribute.
And most of the volunteer will take place at the warehouse center?
Well, unless they want to go to North Philadelphia with me. I mean, most people don't want to go there, but if somebody is brave enough that, they really want to, it's interesting because going to make a video, I'm going to make a documentary sometime soon about North Philadelphia. And I'm telling you that some of the best kids I've ever met in my life live at 9th and Indiana. And whenever I've gone out there to do something, they're the ones that pick up the rakes, to pick up the shovels, to pick up the hose, and they want to build a future. And I think that children anywhere do, but the children that live under those conditions, are pretty inspiring. And we have thousands of letters that people have written us, and if you read the letters and the conditions that some of the people who have gotten computers from us are living with, you just have to be touched, moved, and inspired to make a difference with those children because they don't have it easy. And some of them are doing great, some of them are not doing so great, but all of them are going to be helped by whatever we do.
And what you're doing now is you're getting the word out via this local television. Do you have any other ways of getting the word out for people to volunteer to get involved with your program?
Oh yeah, we're I just came up with this idea. We're making a flyer now, and years ago I helped out in a political campaign in Connecticut, I think it was, and we took bags of popcorn and we stapled our flyer to it, and we gave it away to people as they were going to the movie theater. We're going to start doing that, things like that around here, and I think once these kids come and volunteer, like we might take one day, one afternoon to go someplace and pass out our flyers. So we're going to do a lot of things to get the word out.
And obviously, the more people you get involved, the easier it is for you. There's no doubt about that. But I guess one thing, you're now starting to get involved with the high schools, and that's something that you haven't really been involved with in the past. So that should be a big boost to Team Children. Yeah,
I'm really excited about these high schools that are going to start contributing. I think that every high school, it's such a great opportunity for the kids because I'm a tough guy to work for. I mean, when you work for me, you work. You don't this is not a picnic, So we've had some kids who didn't know what it was like to work, and they came in, they found out what it was like to work, but even more so, the rewards that people get by the difference they can make cannot be bought. You can't do enough to get what people get out of contributing in our project, and that's one of the reasons that I think some of our volunteers stay around for such a long time.
And so one more time, I think we should let people know if they're interested in volunteering their time.
They can call 610-539-8480, teamchildren@AOL.com, or teamchildren.com is our website.
Well, Robert Toporek, you seem to be the master of cross-merchandising, getting everything involved in one lump sum, and I wish you much success. And we'd like to thank you for being our guest here on Township Talk. Once again, it was Robert Toporek. He is the president and founder of Project 2000 and also Team Children. So that wraps up this edition of Township Talk. Once again, I'm your host, Chuck Curlin, wishing you all a very, very happy summer.